Hello.
Right, that worked beautifully. We're ready to start.
Excellent.
Are you all set? You got a piss jug and a drink ready?
Yeah, I've got a couple of drinks lined up. No piss jug, but if I finish my drink, I can just piss in a glass.
Awesome. Right, let's go.
Turbocast. There you go.
Yes. Live from Perth, Australia, Hartlepool, England, it's Turbocast 11 for 17th and 18th of March 2010. My name's Simon. I'm joined as ever by Dr. Brownell. How are you, Doctor?
This evening, Simon, I'm sublime.
Really?
Yes.
Good. Right. I've got to say that, as you know, I'm now unemployed, but doing a podcast is really good practice for job interviews.
Yeah?
Yeah, because you have to be able to think on your feet and articulate.
I thought we were doing the Turbocast.
So, yeah, it is good practice. I recommend it as anybody who needs job practice interview do a podcast, although somebody asked me about my program management strengths and I nearly told them about the time I shit myself after eating chili prawns.
I have to say that I don't actually believe that we're doing this, you know.
Why?
I don't believe you were in Australia.
All right.
And all the technology's working, you know. It obviously is, but I still don't believe it.
I could go into the garden and catch a western blue-tongued skink and get it on webcam.
Yeah, well, anyway.
Right, digestion news.
Digestion news.
I've got no clothes on, by the way.
Have you got any pliers?
Yeah, I've got several.
Right, I need you to take a pair of those pliers and cut the cable to your webcam just in case it accidentally activates.
Yeah. It's funny when we first connected and I was talking, I thought, can he see me? You know, I felt a bit exposed, but you know.
Yeah, nobody wants you exposed.
Oh yeah, I was about to get into the bath, you see, so I disrobed and I just thought it felt quite nice. My arse is sticking to the seat a bit, but you know, what the hell?
So I have very, very lean pickings on digestion news. I did go to a buffet where one of the dishes on offer was chili prawns. And people seem to be shying away from them a little, and they're sort of laid out in a grid on a very large tray.
Yeah.
So I found them quite tasty. I worked my way through them. I think I ate 24, and there was large Western Australian jumbo prawns.
Yeah.
I paid a heavy price for that the next day. Obviously, you know, you're checking in for the burning anus when you eat that much chili.
Yeah.
But it was not the shits, but it really cleaned me out. But no abdominal pain.
Oh well.
Yeah, so it was very, very unpleasant, but more of a purging experience.
I felt, you know, when you were talking about people backing away from them, I was tempted to say, you know, puffs. Can you say that? And does it upset puffs?
I think it probably does upset them.
All right. Well, it's not intended. It's just habit, you know. I'll blame my parents. They used to say it all the time when I was a kid.
Well, you're a product of your upbringing, aren't you?
Yeah, but I did stop, you know, and think. So, you know, I'm on the road to recovery.
Well done. What's your digestion situation?
My guts have been hurting loads, but I think my diet's been particularly bad recently. I've been drinking quite a lot, but it really hurts where I had my appendix out.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't think he's sewn me up properly, and I think like bits of food and shit get wedged in like a little hole or a crevice or something.
Like a little dead end in your guts.
Yeah, and it causes me loads of pain, and I do loads of really horrible farts.
I think it's time for you to go on the slab and get carved open again.
Oh yeah, I think there's more pipe sort of coming out there. I did have one little incident. I had to make a note of it because, as you know, I can remember fuck all.
Yeah.
And so I'm just reading from my notes here. It says I did something great with food. I enjoyed a few drinks, which means I was pissed, and I was starving. I'm starting to get a bit fat. I put a stone on over Christmas, and I'm really struggling to get rid of it. So obviously I haven't had a few beers. I felt a real need to pig out, but I didn't want to because I'm a fat fuck. So I wanted something tasty but with no calories. So to kick off, I had a large jar of pickled onions, half of those to start off with, and then I had 2/3 of a jar of jalapenos, which I've eaten half a jar before, But anyway, on this particular occasion, my tongue exploded with pain.
Really?
Yeah, and even though...
How big's a jar of jalapenos?
I don't know, like a standard sort of jam jar size, nothing, it wasn't huge, but...
Right, so maybe like 250 millilitres or something, it just...
I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know about... But a lot.
Yeah.
A couple of good handfuls,
For something that's intended as a garnish.
Yeah. So, I thought, and even though I was pissed, it really, really hurt, and I thought, there's something wrong here, this doesn't normally happen.
Bad things are happening.
Yeah, it was burning, like, fuck, it was So, I had, actually had a couple of litre bottles of apple and elderflower juice in the fridge, and the only way I could stop the pain was to take a little bit of the apple juice into my mouth while it was cold, and it would take the pain away for about a minute, and then it would start to burn again, so then I had to swallow and take some more cold fluid. So I got through 2 full litre bottles of that.
How long did this take?
Quite a long time.
Sat up in the middle of the night taking sips of apple.
Well, I was pacing up and down the kitchen, because I just couldn't... I couldn't sit down or anything. It was awful. And I've made a note here. I may have cried if I had not had alcohol. But yeah, it was. I don't know whether when I normally eat them, whether I have food with them or something, or whether the fact that I had a lot to drink, because I wouldn't normally have had drink and just eat neat jalapenos, and I normally wouldn't eat half a large jar of pickled onions before, and so I don't know whether a coating had been taken off, protective coating had been taken off my tongue, so it like exposed them, and then the jalapenos just burned. But it was very, very nasty.
What state was it in the following morning?
My tongue?
Yeah.
Oh, but there was no long-term effects. Once the searing pain had eased after an hour or so, yeah, it was fine. I didn't even have any indigestion or unusual shits afterwards. So.
I think it's a 1-2 punch, isn't it? The vinegar of the pickled onions has stripped something away by being acidic, and that's given the jalapenos room to attack. Yeah,
but very, very nasty. If anybody out there would like to try the same thing, have a load of beer, half a jar of pickled onions, and 2/3 of a jar of jalapenos, and let us know what happens. I'd be really interested to know if
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get too many takers on that one.
No?
No.
What, the sort of people that listen to this shite, surely?
Well, you never know your luck, but I can't see there's many people up for drinking a load of beer, eating a load of pickled onions, than eating a jar of onions.
I bet that lovely lady in Canada would do it.
Well, I mean, I may be proved wrong, but she doesn't strike me as the type of person who'd do that.
Yeah, well, I'll live in hope. While we were talking about ruining of the mouth, I was made aware of an incident. A very good friend of mine, very, very close friend of mine, Sam, he engaged in a frantic sex session with his new lady.
Why is it frantic?
I don't know. I suppose maybe he's getting on a bit, and he just feels like he's got to, push the envelope or envelope. He accidentally sort of like bit really hard on his new lady's top lip.
Drawing blood?
No. I think it was like a sucking sort of chewing action.
Oh, right, yeah.
and it resulted in. Oh, this is how he describes it. It was like a big, the top lip became sort of a big black lump.
Attractive. Did Sam, I'm actually doing air quotes here, but you can't see.
Yeah.
Receive any censure from the young lady involved with this incident, or was she into it?
Well, it's just a new relationship.
Yeah.
And obviously this young lady had to face her work colleagues and and family, and obviously they're going to say, why have you got a great big fat black top lip, You
see, I'm starting out on a new journey of love with a charming gentleman.
Yeah.
And he sucked my lip.
Yeah.
Sam.
Sexual. Sam, yeah.
Yeah, Sam. Had he drink taken at this?
Yeah. I don't think that was the reason. I think it was just the
franticness.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think Sam might have some more tales for us in coming episodes.
Really?
Yeah. He's told me some very interesting things that he might be getting involved with this this lady.
It's going to be it's going to be the summer of Sam.
Watch this space.
All right. So I think we're going to have our Digestion News special report now. I can't remember who it was, but in the last Turbocast, one of our listeners asked to hear about Dr. Brownhill's top 3 vomits, but we've gone beyond that, and I believe we're ready to present Dr. Brownhill's top 5 vomiting episodes.
I've spewed a lot. A lot.
You've always been a spewer by trade, haven't you?
Yeah, especially in my younger years. I think I've gone past that now.
Yeah.
And if I drank enough now to make me spew, I'd probably be close to death, I think.
Right.
But yeah, I can remember when I started my drinking, I would just spew up every time. Just about, I would drink till I spewed up, and then I knew I'd had enough, sort of thing. But,
awesome. So let's do them in reverse order. So we'll count them down. So what was number 5?
5 got what I call the chest Weetabix. I'd obviously had a lot to drink, and I woke up and I thought something's happened, and there was like a parcel balanced on my chest, and it looked like a giant Weetabix, like soaked, And I just thought,
like it had sort of a grainy texture.
Well, when you put a Weetabix in milk and it soaks it all up and becomes like bloated and soggy.
Yeah.
It's as though a very large one of those was on my chest.
When thought this is a long time ago.
Oh God, it was years ago. It was when I must have been 20, 21, something like that.
All right.
And I thought, oh shit, I must have had wheat. Wanted to eat some Weetabix. For my supper last night, and obviously I sort of pushed it towards my nose, and I smelled it, and I thought, that's not Weetabix. So that was the chest Weetabix.
What did you do? Just brush it off yourself and get
Yeah, I mean, I could actually handle it. It didn't disintegrate, so I think it had maybe been a bit. It had solidified a bit.
Right.
Over the night. So obviously, quite often when you're really drunk, you don't move about in bed that much. I was comatose.
Yeah.
So I just laid there, and it had popped out, and then sat there, while I slept. So that was the chest Weetabix. At number 4, we've got the pant filler, which and I actually remember this one quite well. I was very, very drunk, and I felt ill, and I sat on my bed, and I tried to pull my jeans and my underpants down, and I remember sitting on the edge of the bed, and I pushed them all the way down, and I was pushing them down my legs towards my feet, and then I started to spew, and I just filled my sort of, underpants and jeans up with spew.
You just doused your gusset.
Yeah. just filled it up. And I thought, they're not, and then I just laid back and went to sleep.
Well, you didn't finish removing them?
No, I thought, no, I'm not going there, so I'll deal with that in the morning. So I just fell back onto the bed and went to sleep. At number 3, we have the rainbow. I think all the first 3 have all been done in the same room. This is when I lived at my sister's house, and I remember that I painted my small room gloss green. Pardon me. So I'd had loads to drink. I went to bed and the room was spinning. Felt really ill, and I sort of, rather than cocking my head to the side of the bed where the floor was, I went the other way. I went to where the wall was and put my mouth against the wall and spewed, and it formed a rainbow, like a big arc,
What, actually
sort of
went the wall?
Yeah, it went up the wall and round. So it looked like a rainbow. And I remember I just left it there for months.
No less beautiful than a real rainbow, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, there was obviously the orange was in there, and it was sort of just stuck to the walls. I mean, it might still be there for all I know.
Really, that house should have a National Trust blue plaque attached to it, shouldn't it?
Well, it may come. It may come.
Just to explain for our foreign listeners, if there's a building in England that has some historical heritage significance, the government will actually put a blue plaque on it saying that William Shakespeare had a shit here. So
yep.
I think this particular house that Dr. Brownell's talking about will be in deservement of a blue plaque, because many things happened in that house, didn't they?
They certainly did. Oh, God. Yeah. They're coming flooding back now. Anyway, right, on to number 2. This was in-car entertainment. Just before I start this, if you did something that was very obviously illegal a long time in the past and you sort of admit to it on a really, really popular podcast,
yeah,
can you go to jail?
Well, I'm not a lawyer, but
no,
you can't.
Right, I'd been out. I can't really mention names or anything because it was in rather unusual circumstances. I'd been out at a friend's house and I had a lot of wine. I think I had 2 bottles of red wine.
You're not traditionally a wine man.
No, but that's all there was, so obviously I drank it. And I drank 2 bottles of wine. It was non-alcoholic wine, so I thought I was fine to drink. It wasn't really, but I'm just...
Yeah.
Somebody told me it was, and... Anyway,
for purposes of any law enforcement agents listening, it was non-alcoholic wine.
Yeah, and this didn't really happen, but it did. Anyway, I thought, I'm fine to drive home, and I maybe had to drive 3 miles, and I started driving home, and I kept coming to dead ends and thinking, where the fuck am I? So it probably took me about 2 hours to drive 3 miles, and there wasn't any traffic. But sort of halfway home, I started to feel ill, and I started spewing up in the car, and it was just all running down my front, in between my legs, under the seat, down the sides of my legs. I was just spraying spew everywhere inside the car. So the car was full of spew. And somehow I made it. It was back to my sister's house where I was.
The same house again.
Yeah. So I was covered in spew, and the car was covered in spew. But it would have been fine. I'd have gone to bed and that's it. But at the time, I was in a car hire business,
mm-hmm.
and this car was actually due to go out on hire at 8 o'clock the following morning.
So what time had you got back to the house?
I don't know, probably about 2 o'clock.
Right.
And I had to pick my dad up at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
In that car and drive to the car hire place, and So I went in. I don't think it was one of the nights where I forgot my keys.
Yeah.
But there was, because I kicked the door. I tried to kick the door in, which I did quite regularly. I don't think this was the night that the handle snapped off and my foot went through the window. I think that was another night. But because on that night, I ran away and pretended it wasn't me. I was hiding behind the bush and my sister was shouting, I know it's you. But I don't think that was that night. That must have been another night. So anyway, I went in, took my clothes off, that were covered in spew. And I had about, 3 or 4 hours sleep.
Yeah.
And I had to get up with the worst hangover ever. Get a washing up bowl full of soapy water, and I think I had a toothbrush, and I had to clean every piece of sick from under the seat and scrape every bit of sick out of the car. So I was kneeling on the road and just scooping sick out. It was a real high point in my life. I was spraying all sorts of stuff into the car to get it smelling, because the tang of sick.
It's tangy, isn't it?
Yeah. But, I got all the sick out, cleaned it all out, sorted myself out, went and picked my dad up, got to the hire place, the car went out on hire, and I got through it. Quite amazing.
It's an inspirational story, really, isn't it? That, for any young people out there.
Yeah.
If you put your mind to it, you can achieve anything.
Yep. You can climb any mountain.
Yeah. Brilliant. Lovely stuff.
Yeah. And at number 1, it's the piss spew combo. When I used to go to the Park Hotel regularly, we went there all the time, and I was in there with Leachy, and we were bored, so I don't know who came up with the idea, but we said, let's see how much we can drink without having a piss. I think we did it a few times.
Mm.
It's a fucking idiotic thing to do, but, you do idiotic things, don't you? So, anyway, I think I was drinking Strongbow, and that's when Strongbow was nice and it wasn't full of shite. It was fucking lovely. Draft, ice cold, beautiful.
If the makers of Strongbow listening and like to sponsor the Turbocast, I think we would entertain that.
Yeah, but I don't want any of the fucking shit they have these days with sweeteners in it,
Yeah.
And sort that shit out. So anyway, Leach will probably fucking put me right on this, but I think we had 2 contests of this nature. I think one I won, I think, by 1 point, and one was a draw or something. But he'll tell me exactly what the score was. But I think on this occasion I got to 8 pints without having a piss, so which I thought was quite good. Having a fucking gallon and inside you without having a piss, I thought was pretty good. And Leach wasn't far behind. He's on 7. And I think we both sort of gave in at the same time. We rushed to the toilets.
Was the need to piss overwhelming after 8 pints?
Oh, fuck yeah, man, Jesus, yeah. It was fucking horrendous. So we both sprinted to the toilets, and we both stood at the urinals, and we stood there, cocks in hands, and we both just started spewing up at the same time. So we were pissing. It was like a fucking jet wash. And we were spewing, but it was just like a fountain of beer. And we were just looking at each other and laughing. Well, no, we weren't laughing, but our eyes were laughing. But it was because it was just a fountain of beer spew coming out of our mouths and loads of piss, And we blocked the urinals up. The whole toilet just flooded with piss and spew and fucking beer. And
what a lovely story.
And we just we finished up and we felt fine. And then, we went and sat back down and ordered some more beers, and we saw the bouncer going in there with a big mop and bucket and sort the place out. So, yeah, it was great. It was nice.
Marvellous.
Yeah. So there you go.
I think you've totally surpassed our listeners' expectations with the top spews there, so thank you very much.
I fucking hope so.
Oh.
Right. Happy memories.
Now it's time for the big question. Dr. Brownhill, what is your big question?
Well, Simon, the big question this episode is, do we call them episodes?
Yeah.
Oh, is, should birds swear?
Birds as in women?
Well, fucking obviously not fucking pigeons.
Well, you do get certain birds that can...
Oh, parrots. Yeah. No. Viewers.
Yeah, there's always an old lady's parrot on the news that goes, fuck off, you know.
Yeah. Well, parrots should swear, but should viewers swear? That is the big question. I've had recent obviously this is being prompted by something.
I mean, I wouldn't particularly draw any gender distinction on the issue. I mean, it doesn't bother me if they do, but...
It doesn't bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me at all. There's a time and a place for it.
It doesn't bother you. I was stood out at the front of my house. I think it might have been yesterday or possibly the day before. And there was 3 young ladies. They're obviously going out for a night drinking alcohol pop shite.
Yeah.
And I mean, they were young. They were in their teens.
Mm.
And they were swearing horribly.
Mm.
Yeah, and it made me feel sick to the pit of my stomach. I don't,
I think...
unless a woman's saying, fuck me, Dr. Brownhill,
Which has happened.
Well, yeah. Then, no. No, it's just not nice.
Well, I mean,
men swear too much.
Yeah.
Like you said, there's a time and a place, but...
Well, I think beyond that, there's also... And possibly walking down the middle of the street isn't that time or that place, but I think there's a further point to be teased out here, and it's the manner of the delivery. Now, I would imagine these young ladies are possibly from what we would identify as the lower social stratas of British society.
Oh, you fucking snob.
Yeah, I'm just
yeah, but
setting on my point. Now,
yeah.
That would be one thing, but could you imagine if Joanna Lumley called you a fucking cunt? It wouldn't be that bad, would it?
I'm getting a fucking boner here, man.
No, what I'm saying is the manner of the delivery brings a lot of baggage with it.
Yeah. I mean, I remember my dad swearing quite a lot, but when he did it, it didn't sound like swearing. It sounded just like a normal word, and it was because, like as you say, it was the way he said it.
Yeah.
With some people, it jars, and it just sounds horrible. Like when I swear, it sounds fucking great. But I've come into contact with a lovely young lady recently, and
how's her?
She's a bit. Sam said it's fine, but she's our keen on the expletives,
on the potty mouth.
Yeah.
So are we talking the lot? Like F word and C word and.
No, the C words. I think that's
That still remains a word apart, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
Apart from in Scotland, where they just use it like "God bless you."
I do actually remember that. I don't know whether it was my elder sister playing a little jape on me. I think we were discussing swear words for some reason. This must have been when I was about 6 or something, or 6 or 7 maybe. And she told me this word, cunt, and I said, "Oh, isn't that a swear word?" She said, "Oh no, it's just like saying twit or idiot." So I think I went and called my mum a cunt. And my mother obviously went ashen, and and I just thought, I've only called you a twit, don't overreact. So I was quickly put straight on that. But
how long it'll be before you can say cunt on television?
I don't know, but it's a horrible word.
It's a very hard and abrasive word, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a really brash,
Starts with that fricative C on the first syllable.
Yeah, and like I say, you can say, fucking hell, you know. I mean, you can say, but there's no easy delivery of the C word,
No.
is there? Yeah. But anyway, she swears a lot, and she also drinks too much Diet Coke. That might have something to do with it.
Well, this is supposed to have an effect on the brain.
Yeah, but Sam's trying to wean her off the Diet Coke onto tea.
All right.
That seems to be helping with the potty mouth syndrome.
So in conclusion, it doesn't particularly bother me as long as it's an appropriate time and a place. I don't really draw a gender distinction on the issue. Keep us posted on your attempts at your My Fair Lady transformation.
Yeah, I certainly will. Yeah.
Right, so we're now into explaining the unexplained.
Explaining the unexplained.
So the topic this week is ghosts. Now,
Is that picked by us or our listeners?
no, we did have an email requesting it.
All right, cool.
Now, I don't have any first-hand experience with anything that could remotely be called a ghost. Have you?
Well, I suppose ghost. It's quite a loose term.
Yeah, it's something.
I mean, it's not a fucking sheet floating about, is it? You know, that's not a ghost. It's like, you know, it's like it's an entity, isn't it? You get sort of poltergeists, and you know, you get presences and feelings, and they can all be classed as ghosts. Yeah, like I say, it's not a you know, it's not Casper. No. So, having said that, I would. I've had a couple of experiences where I've felt like I've been by myself, and I felt like there's been a presence there.
You probably just started.
Well, and but it was actually when this presence was there. I say presence. I've seen a large insect, a moth, you know, and I've got a strange feeling that it was, you know, it wasn't just a moth; it was more than a moth. Yeah.
I don't really know how to phrase the question. Was it a real moth or was it an imaginary moth?
No, it was a moth, but I felt like it was a moth that used to be a person.
Ah, right. So it was a moth channeling the spirit of Ian Curtis or somebody.
Yeah, it was actually, you know, it was not long after John had died, and I remember I was sat in the was it? How long? No, it was yeah, and I was sat in the back garden, and I was sort of, I wasn't actually drunk, but I was sat in the back garden. I had a cigar and a large glass of spirit of some sort, which I didn't used to drink in those days, and I was just sort of looking up at the sky and the stars, and this huge sort of moth sort of visited me, you know, and I got a strange feeling, you know, and like I say, I felt like there was a presence, you know, which I don't know whether John came back as a moth, you know, he'd be pretty pissed off if he had, I would imagine. You know,
not a tiger or a wolf or anything.
Well, I think he'd want to come back as a dog, because you know, he's always bloody shagging. You don't want to, you know, you don't want to be a dog, definitely. But, so yeah, I've had a couple of times when I felt like there's somebody else here, with me, and I knew there definitely wasn't.
Interesting. So, I haven't had a ghost experience. My father claims he had.
Right.
Because this would have been in the 70s.
Yeah.
He claims to have seen the ghost of some farmer or peasant type in his bedroom when we lived at Dalton.
All right, at Boggle Beck.
That's the one.
That's what we called it.
Yeah, but I tend to think this is an old English cider-fueled hallucination, personally. I don't a great deal of store in it.
I have to say that the skin directly underneath my scrotum is dripping with sweat. It's absolutely fucking streaming.
Do you think that's a manifestation from the spirit realm?
Probably not, no.
So, in conclusion, my position on this is it's very different from UFOs. I think this is all bollocks. I don't think there's a shred of veracity in any of it.
I disagree.
Really?
I disagree. I think when you say ghosts, it conjures up things. You know, I mean, you think of Ghostbusters and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I think when you talk about ghosts, it's energy that is attached to certain places and certain objects.
Right, I think we're going to have to agree to differ on that one then.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. Yeah, I mean obviously I wouldn't, that's just a feeling that I get.
Yeah.
That they're but obviously it depends what you mean by ghosts. The spirits and all that. I think if there were ghosts like that, there'd be more of it. There'd be more evidence. There'd be, it'd be happening all the time. Because lots of people die in shit circumstances or with, things they want to do, and there'd be more of it. So I think in very extreme circumstances.
Just to finish this point off, do you think, as I do, that every single one of these spirits, mediums, and psychics is a fucking charlatan?
I would say the vast majority are. But I do know that, having mentioned John once, that he got quite friendly with this guy who was convinced that he had a Red Indian spirit guide. And John was a pretty sort of down-to-earth, guy. And he seemed to, I don't know whether it's because obviously he was, facing in death.
Yeah.
That you obviously clutch at anything, but he was just saying that he was telling him stuff, and he said he stood there. Now, I mean, probably most of that is shit, but I don't think that means that there isn't anything. Like you say, that's fine. If people say ghosts are bollocks, I'm not going to fucking, kick off.
What you saying, like?
Yeah, who you fucking see? Anyway, there you go.
Right, so as ever, I think we'd solicit listeners' ghost stories.
Yeah, and if you want us to discuss something else, that would be great.
Or if you've got a really big old haunted house and you'd like us to spend the night in it, well, we'd probably do that as well.
Fuck yeah.
Although you are going to have to pay my airfare, or Dr. Brownhill's airfare if the house is in Australia.
Yeah. I still owe you a sleeping in a tree, I believe. Don't I?
Yeah? I think so,
Football bet?
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm not going to make you do it till you're 70, so it's really unpleasant.
Yeah, cheers.
Right.
I wonder where the fuck I'm at anyway then. You'll
probably be sleeping up trees voluntarily back then.
Yeah, quite possibly. Well, I'll have my castle in my own forest then, so it won't be such a big deal.
You'll wander into your forest and select that nice sleeping tree.
Yeah. I'd love to live in a tree house. I love trees, mate. If anyone's got a castle in a forest they don't want, send an email.
Right, I'm sure we'll be absolutely bombarded. So tell me about tonight's musical interlude. What have we got? Tonight,
Simon, we have an interesting track called Summer. It's a bit long and painful.
You're really selling it.
Well, I mean, I do, I like to do different sorts of, music, and some's happy and some's a bit, not so. I'm just, I want just people to go in with their eyes and ears open. I think it's really good. The lovely gentleman that I worked on with it, Mr. Beef Wellington, he thinks it's great, but it is challenging and it's quite long. So but please, give it your best shot, everybody, and give me some feedback. I do. Can I mention at this point that me and Beef I've been working on an EP. I've probably mentioned it before, haven't I?
You mentioned it in Turbocast 10.
Yeah, well, unfortunately we had a bit of a hold-up because my throat was fucked for a week, and then Beef's spine was fucked for about 3 weeks, but we're both sorted out now, and I think, God willing, we'll probably have the finished product in possibly a week's time. So, if you want a copy, please do let us know, and don't fucking send us email saying, "Oh yes, please," because how the fuck are we gonna get it to you? Send your address in or something,
Yeah, that really has been the flaw in our previous distribution model. People would send an email asking for a copy, but not give us any address. So if you do want one, we need your address.
Yeah.
So anyway,
it's got 6 tracks on it, and they're all really strong, and it'll be really mega. But say this track is Summer, and I hope you like it.
Take it away, Dr. Brown Ale.
I was staring so hard as I sat by the window at the rainbow. Had a feeling that I would be there for the full show till the moon glowed. But I don't know, I don't know. Summer, you were the bitterest pill. Now I'm standing at the top of the hill. You can't keep everything. Summer, you were the bitterest pill. Now I'm shouting from the top of the hill. You have got everything. Couldn't figure how all of the rain was above me, floating gently. Took a walk in a forest that only had one tree, and it killed me. But I can see. Summer, you were the bitterest pill. Now I'm standing at the top of the hill. You can keep everything. Summer, you were the bitterest pill. Now I'm shouting from the top of the hill. You have got everything. I was kissed on the head by the warmth of the sunshine. It was divine. But the winter is coming, I know that it's my time. Now it's all fine, but I'm too kind. I'm too kind. summer, you were the bitterest pill. Now I'm standing at the top of the hill. You can keep everything. Summer, you were the bitterest pill. Now I'm shouting from the top of the hill. You have got everything.
Absolutely fantastic.
Oh, God. Anyway, oh.
Right, I think we're going to have to pick up the pace here because time's dragging on.
It's not dragging, surely. It's evaporating in a fire of interestingness. that was shit, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
It was good shit.
It's now time to stoke the fires of interestingness and open the diary.
Oh, fucking hell.
Take a look at Dr. Brownell's day today from years ago.
Dr. Brownell's day today from years ago.
Dr. Brownell's day today from years ago.
I think is this the longest interlude we've had between Turbocasts, Simon?
If it's not, it's very close to it. Obviously, we've had quite a bit of disruption to the Turbocast crew because I moved to Australia.
Yeah. Right, well, I make it 8 minutes past midnight here, so I guess we're doing the 17th?
Yeah.
Right. I'm opening the diary, everybody.
The diary is open.
I've stopped halfway through opening and I'm having a drink, everybody.
So, just to establish a bit of context here, March the 18th is in fact Dr. Brownell's birthday, so I'm hoping that today's diary...
I do have 2 birthdays like the Queen.
Yeah.
I'm flicking through the pages, trying not to...
The 17th should be full of anticipation of the birthday to come.
I hope it's not. I hope there's no mention of it, really, but... Right, here we go. So this is March 17, 1977. On Monday, it is Rubber Duck Week.
The hell is that?
I have fucking no idea. Tonight, I'm going to watch The Rockford Files. Good call. So, I've got Rubber Duck Week to look forward to on The Rockford Files. That's awesome.
You're going to watch James Garner run around in a pair of beige slacks.
I love the theme to The Rockford Files. It was just,
it was very 70s disco theme, wasn't it?
Oh, it was mega. I like this car as well.
Yeah, it was a brown Camaro, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he lived in a caravan.
In Malibu. But was James Rockford just the traditional good cop who'd been thrown out for whatever?
Yeah, and he became a private eye. Remind me a bit of, I think Boone was a bit like him.
Uh-huh.
But he used to be a fireman, didn't he? Then he became that, but because Jim Rockford, he wasn't exactly hard, was he? He was just a bit, a bit savvy, wasn't he? A bit,
he was all about people skills, Jim Rockford.
Yeah, he never knacked anybody, and I think Boone was similar.
I remember the thing that I always used to like when I was a kid was in the glove compartment of the brown Camaro, he had a machine for making business cards. So if he needed to fake somebody out, he'd lean over at the side of the street and just print a couple of business cards that said he was a journalist or a doctor or something.
I don't remember that, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right.
So was that it? Next week is Rubber Duck Week. Tonight I'm watching the Rockford Files.
What do you fucking want, man? That filled me full slot up, that. Right, 1978. Today I got the bumps hundreds of times. Today I watched the horror film. That's fucking great, isn't it?
Mm.
Today I watched the horror film.
I'm not sure if the bumps is a phenomenon in other countries, so I'll just explain what it is.
Yeah, go on, yeah.
When we were kids and it was your birthday, lots of other kids at school would descend upon you and there'd be a couple on each limb holding you horizontally, and then they'd bounce you up and down.
Smash your arse off the tarmac.
Yeah. I think it was supposed to be one bump for every year of your birthday.
Yeah, but I got them hundreds of times.
I'm absolutely sure you wouldn't be allowed to do it now. It would be called fucking bullying or something.
Yeah.
It's health and safety and political correctness gone mad.
But, you know, today I watched the horror film. I mean, you know, what the hell's that? What's the fucking point of writing that? You know, today I walked down the street. Let's hope it picks up in the latter years. Right, 1979. Today I watched The Dukes of Hazzard. That's better. Today I did not get any cards, which I assume means birthday cards.
That's not very plaintive, really.
I was in the Chipper birthday section. You remember the Chipper Club in the Mail?
Yeah. I'm going to have to explain this as well. When it was Chipper was a little dog, an imaginary cartoon dog, and in our local newspaper, which was shit then and it's shit now, you could write in and join the Chipper Club, and I think you got a badge and a card. I don't know what you're supposed to do with the card. And every year when it was your birthday, the Chipper Club would print your name saying it was your birthday. So I presume your birthday must have fallen on a Sunday, so they've had to print it a day early.
Yeah, I don't know. But who was Chipper's owner? It was like the Chipper Club was it Uncle Fred or something? It was something like that. And somebody revealed to me, it might have even been Dom, you know, said it was a woman or something. Or if it was Auntie somebody and it was actually a man, but it was whatever, you know, it was the alternate gender to whatever they said in the paper, you know, and I was a bit upset about that.
Another childhood dream stripped away.
Yeah.
Anyway, I can't remember anything about that at all, but I'll take your word for it.
I used to have a lot of poems put in there because I was a bit of a poet.
Yeah.
When I was younger. Anyway, this is still 1979. My birthday cake turned out wrong. I think that's what it says. I think it says, yeah. My birthday cake turned out wrong. I'm not really sure. Yeah. But it's okay, because I watched The Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah. Daisy Duke in a cut-off jeans will have taken your mind off it.
Right, here we go, 1980. It was snowing quite a bit today. Snowing. March 17th. I watched Blake 7 and Kenny Everett. Fucking bingo. We did the special thing on coconut again.
I'm feeling the meaning of that one's going to be lost forever.
Yeah, yeah. We did the special thing on coconut again.
I actually remember the winter of 1980 quite well.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I can remember very, very deep snow, but late in the year. Which obviously, you know, was middle of March. I can remember 2 and 3 feet of snow.
Cool. This is still 1980. It was uniform inspection, and I forgot my... Looks like brassiere, but it's probably blazer. I forgot my blazer, tie, but nothing happened.
Well done.
That's a bonus, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
What's the point of a uniform inspection? You know, nothing happens if you forget your blazer and your tie.
Which pretty much are the uniform.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
And beyond that, you're just a kid in trousers and shirt.
Yeah, so it was a strange year. 1981. I went to the first of 2 meetings tonight with Maz. And I think that's... Maz is my mum, isn't it? Because we worked out that Daz
Yeah.
in the past was my dad. So I went to the first of 2 meetings tonight with...
Scab and Leper were your sisters.
Yeah. I wasn't supposed to go. I was the only kid in the hall. And then we've got, in inverted commas, felt a fool.
That's quite poignant.
Yeah, I felt a fool. I was the only kid there.
You poor little bastard.
Watched one man and his dog.
Very, very lean pickings on the television that night.
Yeah. Did no homework.
I think you were still traumatised from the meeting.
Yeah.
What was the meeting about?
I don't fucking know. Daz smokes as many tabs again.
That's a rather depressing and downbeat entry.
Fucking hell, yeah. Day before my birthday. There's some good, there's some good programmes on, Rockford Files and Kenny Everett Blake 7 and One Man and His Dog. But, did no homework. I was obviously treating myself, the day before my birthday. But
it's your birthday, really. You have the night off.
Yeah, my mum takes me to a meeting where there's no other kids, and I was made to... I felt a fool. And then my dad's smoking as many tabs again. He's obviously tried to... I think he must have tried to pack them in. But I think that's what that was. But...
I would quite...
Yeah, it was a pretty fucking grim entry, that,
I would like to see some episodes of Blake 7 again. I can remember its fantastically low production values. It was just all made from egg crates and...
I loved the little computer. It was called Auric or something, was it?
Aurac.
Yeah. I thought it was fucking mega. I just liked the idea that it was so powerful and it just looked like a little plastic box with a few fucking bulbs in it. Which is what it was.
It anticipated the iPhone 30 years before it actually happened.
I'm closing the diary. Hopefully it'll have more for us next time. It was quite...
We're very downbeat morose after that.
Yeah, never mind.
Do you know what will cheer us up?
No.
I do. Looking in the turbo sack.
Oh yeah, a dip into the turbo sack will always cheer you up.
The turbo sack.
Okay, so I believe we'll make this quick because we're over the hour already.
Fucking hell.
I believe we've had a turbo sack request from Brownhill Jr. Do you want to run that past us?
Yeah, sort of just out of the blue, he said, Daddy Brownhill, on your hilarious podcast show, can you and Simon drink a pint of undiluted squash? And I said, why, certainly, Brownhill Jr., but I don't think we're going to do it tonight, because we can't. But we'll definitely do it on TC12, yeah?
Yeah, I'll do it. We should probably get a bit organised in advance and video the 2 drinkings.
Yeah, I'm up for that. I think... Should we have a time limit, a minute or something? Just to make sure we spew up?
Are we going to pint?
Yeah, a pint, yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine how much sugar is in a pint of undiluted orange squash.
Yeah, fucking hell, it's probably about the same as a bottle of Coke or something.
Right, so I've actually been to the supermarket and I've bought mine.
Well, I've got mine ready, I've got a Robinson's High Juice. It's fucking brilliant. It's loads better than the Tesco shite or Asda shite.
You haven't gone for any bloody low sugar shit, have you? You've got the full...
Hey, fucking watch it, pal. You might be in Australia, but, don't give me any of that.
Right,
yeah, I've got stuff with sweetener in it. No, it's just normal fucking sugar-laced fucking squash.
Alright, just as long as you're not trying to slide a bloody diet product on your side.
Hey, I fucking don't do diet, man. I don't go there. So yeah, it was a great one from Brown Ale Junior, and I'm looking forward to fucking gagging that down there next time.
I'm really not looking forward to it. I think the key is you've got to get it very, very cold.
I would have thought warm.
Really?
I think I'd drink it really, really quickly as well.
Yeah, I really, really don't want to do it, but I will.
Well, that's what we're here for.
Absolutely.
I mean, wet Pringles, fucking hell, you don't get any worse than that.
Is the Pringles video on YouTube, actually? I never looked.
No, it's a bollocks. It's still on a fucking tape on the floor somewhere.
Alright, can you send yourself a disciplinary email?
I can, yes.
Right. So, next we have a question from long-time friend of the show, Beef Wellington. And he would like to know if we had a CB, and if so, what our handles were. I'll please explain what he means by that for our foreign listeners. I think it was in about 1978, 79, or maybe even the early 80s, in Britain, there was a brief but very, very intense flowering of CB culture, because prior to this, CB radios were illegal in the UK. The government legalised them. Everybody had one. Everybody. And
everybody. Some people had two.
Yeah, and it was just... It was like Twitter. It was
a national disease.
Yeah, it was probably even worse than Twitter is now. But it didn't go on for very long, did it? This obsession with CB radio. I mean,
no, it burnt really brightly and then went out.
2 years at the absolute maximum.
Do you remember that Hendo actually had an illegal one?
Yeah, he had an AM one.
Yeah, in his fucking garage. I can remember, like when we went round his house, we could see the twig on his garage roof. Twig being aerial.
Yeah. I mean, in retrospect, it was completely pointless, because who wants to talk to a complete stranger?
Well, you can always go for an eyeball, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I never had a CB, but I used to use Dr. Brownhill's. My handle was Electric Cauliflower. And what was your handle?
The only one I can remember, I think I had several. Mine was Strange Ways, but I did have other ones, I'm sure. And I met a few strange people.
So Keith would also like to know about our eyeball adventures.
I met this young lady, and she had really greasy hands, and she was always rubbing her greasy hands together. And I can remember,
the only one I can remember you going to meet was Lady Ant.
Well, that wasn't the woman who lived near Hart, was it?
No, she was quite a young girl. I think she was even younger than us.
All right. She didn't have greasy hands, did she?
I can't remember.
I think I was just... it was near the time of my sexual awakening, and I remember talking to the greasy hands woman was like talking to me when I was in bed, and...
Oh, yeah.
And I told her I had no clothes on, Yeah. And I got a funny, warm feeling in my tummy.
You must remember Lady Ant.
No, I don't.
She loved Ant. That was why her handle was Lady Ant. She always used to wear a parka that was about 8 sizes too big for her.
Right. But I you would quite often, you'd listen to the women talking, and they'd have the sexiest voices, and you would meet up with them, and the voice didn't sort of match the the lady sort of thing. But there was one that I went to.
This you met on CB.
Yeah, somebody I met on CB, and I think I'd the rig to have was, remember, it was a Binatone 5-star. They were the kiddies. They had so many knobs on the front. They were amazing. Anyway, I had a valid dialer match twig mounted on a biscuit tin, which was shit apparently. I should have, but I think I also bought a dipole, but I didn't have anywhere to put it. Anyway, I was like, 2.5 for a copy. Does anybody want to buy a dipole? Because I've got nowhere to put up. And it was some woman who, the houses just as you go down from Hart towards Clavering.
Yeah.
Some extra houses just on the left.
Yeah.
Me and somebody else went round there to talk about selling this dipole to this woman.
Well, I can remember carrying the aforementioned dipole. And dipole is very big for the listeners. It must be 3 or 4 meters long.
Oh yeah, all of that. Was it you that came to this house with me?
Possibly. I can remember carrying bits of a dipole past the Saxon pub which would have been the route we would have...
No. It wasn't neither Saxon. It was within walking distance of Hart. As you go down the bypass from Hart, it's on your left straight away.
All right. I don't remember that, but I do remember carrying a dipole somewhere for some reason.
All right. Anyway, we went into this house, and it was a bit, League of Gentlemen. And there was like an older woman in there and a younger woman.
Mm-hmm.
And there was, I think, if it was you, the older woman said, "Oh, you stay downstairs," and the younger woman said, "Oh, come upstairs with me to see if I've got any money." And I went up to this woman's bedroom.
I think this was a dream.
No, definitely wasn't. She was saying things to me. It was all dark, and she was saying things to me that I didn't really understand. And I think she wanted me to bone her, but I didn't. I didn't know what that was.
How old was this woman?
I don't know. I was maybe, I don't know, 14 or 15 or something. I really don't know. And it might have been older. It might have been 17 or something. You might have had a car or something. I remember being in her bedroom and she was like, saying, "Oh, you good looking" or something. And, I think she wanted me to, do something to her. But, all I wanted to do was, sell me dipole. So anyway, I can remember, she said, "Oh, I'm not interested in, your dipole. I'm, interested in something else." But anyway, I think we left, and I saw her again on a bus, 3 months later or something. She was up the Duff. So I think she was looking for somebody, a fucking sperm donor.
Oh, she's looking for a baby daddy.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure that's that was the case. I'm almost certain.
You fucking dodged your bullet there, then, mate.
Damn right. Yeah, like I say, we went and it was all dark, and there was an older woman saying, "Oh, he looks," to a daughter saying, "Oh, he looks all right. He looks, take him upstairs."
It's like breeding stock.
Yeah, that's what it. Honestly, that is how I remember it, and I'm sure that's what was going on. Take him upstairs, and ask him, show you his twig.
Nice one. So I also remember that CB Mania was so intense that people used to walk around with badges with their handles on. All
right, I don't remember that, but yeah. I do remember quite often being sat in the kitchen with a quilt wrapped round me, and I would go to bed when my mum got up in the morning. She'd say, "Are you still up, Simon, on that CB?" And then I would go to bed and stay in bed all day, and then get up night time again and go back on. 2525 for a copy. Pick a window. Have you got your ears on?
Awesome. So that was a great question from Keith.
Yeah, nice one, Mr. Wellington.
Right, I think we'll do one more because we've gone very, very long. Alex from London. I remember we've had emails from in the past and we didn't like...
Is that a man, Alex?
I don't know, we've had this discussion before, there's no indication of gender.
Alright.
Alex would like to know what political party, if any, the Turbocast crew members endorse for the forthcoming UK election. So, do you want me to go first?
Yeah, mine won't take very long.
Right, obviously Gordon Brown's a horrible bastard, so don't vote for him. I don't really have a political party that represents my views. I like the small state capitalism of the Conservative Party, but they're not really progressive enough on social issues for me. I feel very strongly about animal rights and gay rights, and they don't really do anything on that front. So my conclusion would be vote Conservative as the best of a bad bunch. That's it for me.
Is that it? Right. Well, I'm a right-wing bastard. So I used to really like the Conservatives, but I think the three main parties in this country now are so fucking, centre ground bastards. I hate them all. I probably still hate the Conservatives the least.
I thought you'd be a natural UKIP voter.
Oh yeah, I voted UKIP, yeah. But I mean that fucking Farage, he's making a bit of a, fuck up of it, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's messing it up. You were in Australia. I love Australian politicians fucking straight talking, you know, sensible, say what the fucking people are feeling, you know, straight down the middle, you know. You guess, you know, it's all makes sense to me, but people, you know, politicians in this country, it fucking, you know, it's so frustrating. Yeah?
Right, so I think in conclusion, the Turbocast somewhat reluctantly endorses David Cameron for Prime Minister.
He's the best of a bad bunch, you know. Gordon Brown is a fucking hateful creature. You know, I'm just hoping that the Conservatives are inhabiting the middle ground. As soon as they get in, they'll go back to the fucking right wing, you know, and we'll start kicking some ass and, you know, get this country back to being great again.
Well, I have a feeling you'll be disappointed, but let's hope. But I think we're going to leave it there, because that's probably our longest show ever.
You lucky bastards.
Yep. I'd invite you all to send questions and comments and feedback to turbocast@live.co.uk. The nexus for all of your Turbocast activities on the internet at turbocast.podbean.com. Dr. Brownhill's music can be enjoyed at youtube.com/GoReady, and you can see any Turbocast related videos we've managed to do on youtube.com/turbocastic. So that's it from us. It's 10:10 till we do it again.
Oh, very good, yeah.
Good morning from me.
And good morning from me.